We all use Airtable and we have tons and tons of records in there, and if there was just a way for us to chat with our Airtable database easily, then it would have been such a relief. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use AI to chat directly with your Airtable database. Now, I know they have their own AI features, etc., but if you have a custom build, you can have as many features as you want. You can tweak it as per your needs. And that is why I'm making this video where you can set up a simple AI chatbot and then chat with your Airtable database and easily find data as well as add data. And it is a complete no-code build wherein we're going to add data and retrieve data using Airtable's API, but there wouldn't be any coding. So this is an Airtable database that I have for testing purposes. So it has dummy data, it has 20 records and one table. And right now I'm gonna go ahead and test that particular chatbot that I'm gonna show you how to build out, and you'll know the power of it. Okay, so this is the chatbot. Let's go ahead and test it right in front of you. So it starts with a welcome message. Hello, I'm Loki, your AI database agent. I can assist you with anything regarding your database. Where would you like to begin? Now we have two options. One is going to be the smart search, where you can search anything just with one question. You search your entire database without adding any query or doing any sort of coding. And second is going to be the smart intake, wherein you put in the information, just raw information, and it is going to create your records in your database. So let's go with smart search and let's see the database. Let's ask what is this company's email. So Bright Solutions. Let's say what is Bright Solutions email. Okay, now let's see if it can search the entire database and find us the email. Okay, so the email is this: john.doe@example.com. Let's see. So Bright Solutions and email. Yeah, that is the email. And let's ask something else. You can also ask a follow-up question for the same company, but let's ask something else. So let's say, which industry does EduPro Systems belong to? Okay, so which industry does what's the company name? Let's see. EduPro Systems. Okay, EduPro Systems belong. Now again, it's gonna search the thing and let's see. So based on the information, it belongs to the education tech industry, that is the EdTech industry, and that's right. Similarly, you can ask any question. This is just an example. You can have thousands of records and you can ask any question to it. Now let's do the smart intake. So again, I'll go with run test, and this time I'm gonna select smart intake. So let me know what you'd like to add below. So let's say that I want to add a new record. So add a customer record. The customer's name is Yashika Jain. Her company name is Automates AI. The headquarters is in India, and the email is xyz@google.com. Okay, so I've put in all the information in this one line. Now it's going to create the record for me. So it says done. What else can I help you with? Let's see if it did create the record. So we might have to wait for a few seconds and it's going to come over. And while this is coming, let me tell you that you can also access this chatbot from your WhatsApp account. So let's say that you're not going to work today and you just want to access your database. So you can just send a WhatsApp message and it's going to be there. Okay, we have the record. So Yashika Jain, Automates AI, India, xyz@google.com. Okay, so I hope you like the build. Now let's finally get into building it. So this is how the build looks like. For the people wondering what I'm using, so I'm using voiceflow.com for building this no-code AI chatbot. You can create a free account with them. They also have a 14-day free trial for you to begin with. And for databases, I'm using Airtable.com. So you need to just simply come over to the start button. You need to put in a message, okay? So something like this, you put in a message, then you can type in any welcome message. So in my case, it's hello, I'm Voki, your AI database agent. You could say welcome, John, I'm your AI agent, right? Something like that, and it's gonna come up, but we already have it, so let's delete. Then you can put in another message block and then say I can assist you with anything regarding your database. Where would you like to begin? So this is just simply the messages that the chatbot shows. You can directly do it using this particular block called messages. Next, it is time for us to add buttons so that the user can either click on Smart Search or click on Smart Intake. For that, you're gonna find the buttons here. So one second, my camera is blocking the way. Yeah, so you're gonna find it in Listen. So when you go to Listen and then Buttons and then drag it, then it's gonna give you an option to add the buttons. So you can click on the plus icon, you can name your button. So you could say Smart Search. You could say Search if you want to keep it simple, and the second button could be Add or something like that, and then you can put it right here. But let's delete it. Okay, now you have to add the parts. So one of it should lead to one message and the next to the other, so that we segregate the parts. So for myself, the first message after selecting Smart Search is going to be great choice. Let's search it up. And then I have my second message that says, let me know what you'd like to know below. Okay, so you can have any message, it doesn't really matter, it's just simple. It's just a way to, let the user know what they have to do next. Now, when it says, let me know what you'd like to know below, now it is time for us to capture what the user types in. So for that, we need to have a capture node, and you're gonna find it in Listen and then Capture. So you can just drag it in, and from the top just select entire user reply, and that's it. It's gonna save your entire user reply to a variable called last utterance. Okay, and the same goes for Smart Intake. You just have a message and then capture whatever the user wants to type in. Now this part was the easy part. Now it's time for us to actually query the Airtable database and get the answer. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up our Airtable. I hope you have some sort of a database that you're working with. In case you don't have it, I'll put the link to this particular database below so that you can copy it and use it to learn how to build this bot. And in case you don't have an account with Airtable, I'll have my affiliate link in the description below, just in case you want to support the channel. Okay, so once you're there on your Airtable account, please move out of this, then click on your icon right here and then click on Builder Hub. That's gonna take you to a new page, and here we want to create our API keys that we will be using to connect Voiceflow and Airtable. So for those of you who don't know what an API call is, so the API call is a way for us to connect two apps, okay? So Voiceflow and Airtable in this case. So this particular call, the call is gonna call Airtable and then get the response. And the API key or the personal access token is just like your password, okay? So you don't need to share your API key with anybody else, otherwise they will be able to access your stuff, okay? So just come here, click on new, give it a name, okay? Then click on add scope, add all of these one by one because we don't want any errors. Just add all of them, and for the base, add the base that you just now created. So in my case, client data dummy, and then click on create token. It's gonna give you a token, or you can say a password, and just store it somewhere. We'll need it in some time. Then you can go back to home and back to our database. Okay, so I hope you have the password. Now let me show you one more thing. So if you click on help and then scroll down, and here click on API documentation, it is going to show you the documentation that allows to connect two different apps. And then 1 second, you need to click on your table name and then retrieve a record. Then you will see how a particular API call is made in order to retrieve a record. Okay, you can go through their documentation and read how stuff is done. So basically you don't have to go through it because I've already done the hard work for you, but just in case for the nerdy people. So let me tell you in short how it's done. So basically you make an API call and tell them that I would want a record where, let's say 1 second, so is there, yeah, so I would like to make an API call that retrieves the records where the company name is Bright Solutions. Okay, so that's how this works. You need to tell it that you need to give it a filter that I would want records that have so and so in their columns or fields. Or you could say, give me all the records where the location is New York, US. And then it's going to search all the records and retrieve only the records where you have New York, US. Okay, and similarly for any other column. Okay, so in our case, since it is not fixed which particular column the user is going to search, the user could say literally anything from the entire database, and that is why we use AI. So AI is going to create this particular filter for us, based on whatever the user said that we're going to use in our API call. So basically I have a set AI node here. So this one, you'll find it in AI, and I've given it the system prompt saying that you are an Airtable expert. Your job is to write the filter by formula queries. So they call it filter by formula, and that's the name for it. The available field names are this, and this. So I've given it all the column names so that it knows. And then you have to always return the filter by formula based on what the user said, so that we can make the API call and get the records that basically resonate with the user's query. So the user would type it in English, okay, in English language, and then this particular AI node would convert it into a query or a formula that we will use in our API call. So I hope that makes sense. Next part is obviously the API call. So you need to have GET request. Now for this one, you'll find the endpoint here. So I told you, right, go to help and then this one, and then anywhere you'll find it here. So just select it till data. Okay, till data, I mean your table name. So if you have a different table name, it's going to show you something else, but just select it till here and then put it in here. After that, add a question mark, add in filter by formula equals, and then add in the variable that you had assigned to AI. So if you go back to the AI node, you have to assign it a variable that, apply it to this particular variable. Okay, then whatever response AI gives will be added in our API call right here. So I hope that makes sense to you. Next up, we need to put in our API keys. So if you remember, we just now generated a password and now we need to put it in. So you need to say authorization here and then bearer, and then paste in your password with a space. Okay, so bearer space your password, then content type application JSON. You'll also find it here just in case you want to copy paste it. So you just copy this, you copy it and paste it within your Voiceflow API call. And then for response, you're gonna say response and that's going to be your API response variable. As easy as that. So let me explain again. So the user writes their query in English language. For example, what is the email for Yashika Jain? Then this particular AI module converts it into a query. So it's like a query or a formula, okay? And then this formula is sent with the API call so that we get the records for Yashika Jain so that we can then find out our details. So one more step that is required is this step. So this is a little extra step. I wish Voiceflow had a way to not have this, but so for this one you need to go over to logic and then select the set node. Okay, then you have to click on the plus icon. The variable here is going to be API response, and we want to change its value to this one. So JSON dot stringify. Then you need to open a bracket, and within the bracket just put in the variable API response by using curly braces. API response. Oh, it's an underscore, I guess. API underscore response. Yeah. So you need to put in this particular module, so it's the same, after the API call. So what it would do is it would convert whatever we got from an object to JSON so that we can then pass it on to AI and AI can read it. So it's just an extra step. Then it's time for AI to give answer to our question. So for that, we're going to use the response AI step right here, and we're going to tell it that your job is to answer the user's query utilizing the information provided. Your tone is friendly, Spartan, and casual. You have the permission to disclose the information, don't gatekeep it. Okay, and then here we're going to provide it the user's question, that is going to be the last utterance, and here the database, that is going to be the API's response. And that's it, the smart search flow is ready. Here if you want, you can have a button or you can have a choice for them to select something. So here I've had a choice for them to go to the main menu or keep asking questions. So for keep asking questions, I've just connected the no match one to this, and that's it. So let's quickly summarize it. Firstly, it's just the intro message, a few buttons, a few messages. Then we convert the English query to the API query, and then finally do the API call. This is an extra step to convert it into readable format, and then we send it over to AI saying that here's the database, here's the question, look through it and give me the answer. Okay, so for example, if I said what is Yashika's phone number, this particular API call would return Yashika's record in Airtable, and then this particular AI module would look for the phone number in Yashika's record and respond with the phone number. Okay, now similarly we have the smart intake. So till here we just get what they want to create. Then we again have our Airtable block, but this time instead of creating a query, we wanted to create data. So data would allow us to create the new records. So if you come here, you'll see that, one second, so when you come to create records, you'll see that when you want to create a record, you need to pass in something like this over to it so that it can create the record, so your field name and the value, and that is what this particular AI module is going to do. So you can see the prompt right here, you can put it into your system prompt. I'll also try and have it in the description below for you to copy paste it directly, and then it's going to create this particular data for us, and we're going to pass it through the API. So you can just simply copy that previous API, and this is going to be the URL. You don't have to have that extra thing in here, you just have this. Okay, and then for the data, we're simply gonna pass whatever AI has generated. Okay, so if you see here, one second. So if you see here, AI generates the Airtable data and puts it in this variable, and then we pass this variable as the data right here. and that creates a new record for us. Okay, and then simply you can say a message like done, what else can I help you with, and have some more buttons, like add more information, go to the main menu. You could literally do anything. The main thing is going to be these two modules. One where we convert the English query to the API query or the API data, and the second where we do the actual API call using the data that AI has generated for us. So I hope this build was easy enough for you to understand. This all doesn't really matter, it's just extra things. The main is going to be this, and yeah, you don't need the convert to JSON feature here because we're not pushing data to AI again. It's just creating a new record, so we don't need it. We only needed it here because we had to pass on the data to AI, right? So yeah, I hope you found it easy. I think you can set it up in less than half an hour and use it forever, and you can create it for your Airtable databases. If you find it helpful, then consider liking the video. Also, if you're looking for similar AI and automation solutions for your business, then don't forget to check out the description and we can work something out together. And I also have a link in case any AI automation agency is looking for collaborations for development side of things. You'll also find the link for it in the description below. I have a form, you can fill it out. So basically, apart from my YouTube channel, I run my own AI automation agency, wherein I create similar solutions for my clients, and I have been doing this since 1 year by now, and I really enjoy it. I create AI chatbots, AI automations, automated systems, AI systems, and much more. And if you want to learn something, then let me know in the comments below, and I can put up a video on that as well, just like this one, so that you can learn and create it. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye.